you believe what you can show, or just believe from what you know? What make a book holy if God never wrote it? Imagine God was just misquoted.
Today I want to show you something, or teach you something about God, or teach you a side of God, show you a side of God that you never really investigated or paid attention to. So today we're going to read from Deuteronomy chapter 32, and we're going to start at verse 17 and following. And it reads, "They sacrificed unto devils and not to God." They sacrificed unto devils. I want you to show me one verse in the Bible where a devil sacrificed, they sacrificed unto devils, not to God. I want you to show me one verse. Show me one instance where a devil sacrificed children. Show me the evidence of that in the book. Show me where devils were making sacrifices. If the people were making sacrifices to devils, we should be able to see devils making sacrifices. We should be able to see that in the Bible, right? Okay. Not to God. To gods whom they knew not. To new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Now these people were making sacrifices to gods that they did not know. Pause. Let me get on my camera right quick. My mace. Pause.
If it's a script, somebody playing with us.
So they was making sacrifices to gods that they did not know. What are people doing today? What are Christians doing? Israelites, Jehovah's Witnesses, Muslims. All of these religious people are making sacrifices to gods that they do not know. They don't know these gods they sacrificing to. They believe in these gods, but they ain't never met these guys. They never heard them speak. They don't know what these guys look like. So every religious person who believe in a God, according to the Bible,
if it's a script, somebody playing with
they are
us.
worshiping false gods because they don't know the God that they're sacrificing to. Somebody said that Jesus said that the woman, the Samaritan woman, was worshiping a God that she did not know. He told her, you worship, in John chapter 4, you worship that which you do not know. So these people today are worshiping a God that they don't know. You can't prove it. You can't tell your God to pull up. You can't call your God down like Elijah did in the Bible and tell him to show up and make him appear. All right. So they made sacrifices to devils,
somebody playing with us,
to guys they did not know. Right? And their fathers didn't know these guys. Of the rock that beget thee, thou art unmindful, and has forgotten the God that formed thee. Of the rock that has beget thee, you are unmindful. So they was not mindful of the God that created them, that beget them, that brought them forth. And they forgot God. How can you forget the person who brought you forth? How could you forget your parents? How could you forget your mother and father who created you? If you sin against your mother and father, that's not going to make you forget them. If you commit a so-called sin against the people who created you, who brought you forth, which is what the word beget or begot mean, to be begotten, to be brought forth, That ain't gonna make you forget who they are. But these people forgot who the eternal God was or is, right? Supposedly, allegedly. When Adam and Eve committed the first so-called sin, they never got amnesia. They never got Alzheimer's. Like, they didn't forget who God was. We don't even see that in the beginning of the book, where Adam and Eve forgot who God was because they committed a so-called sin. It never happened. So the question I want to ask is, how do you forget? What about sin would make you forget your creator? How is sin that powerful? How is sin making you forget the one who created you? And how can you demonstrate that practically? Verse 19 says, and when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. Verse 20 says, and he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. If this is the Almighty God, why does he have to see what their end will be? Shouldn't he know what their end will be? If he see the beginning from the end, shouldn't he already know what their end will be? It should read, and I will let them see what their end will be. Yet it says, but to the contrary, it says, he said, I will hide my face from them. Pause. Let me get on my camera and my mace again. And he said, I will hide my face from them. What good father, since God is supposed to be the father, right? What good father would hide his face from his children just because his children did something wrong? What father would do that? What father would hide himself from his children? And once you hide yourself from your kids, how can they find you? How does that help the situation? If you're hiding your face from them, I know a lot of people gonna say this is an anthropomorphism or whatever they said, whatever that word they say. That long word,
if it's
right?
A script, somebody playing with us.
He says, I will hide my face from them. But what good parent would hide their face from their children because their children did something wrong? Their children violated them. How does that help the situation when you begin to hide anything from the children? He said, I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very froward, however you say that word, generation, children in whom there is no faith. Verse 21 says, they have moved me to jealousy. So if jealousy is a human trait, God can be triggered. The Almighty God can be moved to a human trait of jealousy. With what? They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. So why would the Almighty, the Most High God, allegedly, right, who is supposed to be higher than all the other so-called gods, be moved to jealousy? Why would you be jealous of something lesser than you? Why would you be jealous of something below you that is not on your level? Why would you be moved to a human trait by something, you know what I'm saying, that's not even on your level? Why would an Almighty God be moved to jealousy with something that is not God? They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. So if anger is another human trait, we see the Almighty God, supposedly, allegedly, right, being moved to another human trait of anger with their vanities. And see, he says, I will move them to jealousy with those who are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. Let me get on my Cameron and Mace again. Pause.
If it's a script, somebody playing with us.
You ever heard the phrase, 2 wrongs don't make a right? So, I always try to show people that this God has no solution. He has never provided a solution for any problems. So, they provoke you to jealousy. Now, the thing that is provoking you, you're going to turn around and provoke them with. But how does that bring a solution? How is God a problem solver if he's making someone jealous? He's going to solve the issue of his jealousy and his anger by making his creation more jealous and angry. I will provoke them to jealousy. In Ephesians 6,
If it's a script,
what does
somebody
God
playing
tell
with
you?
us.
What does the Father tell you not? What does he forbid you to do to your children? You are commanded by this same Father not to not provoke your children to anger. He commands you not to not provoke your children to anger. Yet, what do we see this God doing right here? He's provoking his people to jealousy and anger. The same thing that he tell you not to do to your children, he's doing to his people. So what do we call that? Why are you teaching your kids to be like this God? If he don't even follow his own rules, he don't even follow his own laws, he don't even take his own advice. God is so wise that he think that he can fix the problem. He can fix the issue of jealousy and anger by making people do the very thing that made him upset. Shit, he say, it's an eye for an eye with me. Hey, you did this, I'm gonna do the same thing that you doing. But you're supposed to be a God. You're supposed to be the Almighty God. Why are you doing what I'm doing? Shouldn't you do something better than me? Shouldn't you be better than me if you're God? You can't be better than me. You can't have a better response or a better solution than me if you're doing the same thing I'm doing. So if jealousy and anger is a sin, yet we got another contradiction, but in the New Testament, it says be angry, but sin not. Do not sin. Right? But here we see God provoking people to anger. So it has to be a sin if Ephesians 6:4 tells you to not provoke your children to anger. So that means if you provoke your children to anger, you are breaking God's laws, his commands, which we see him doing right here. Verse 22 says, for a fire is kindled in my anger. Remember, I just said in the New Testament, it says, be angry, but do not sin. Be angry and sin not. This is where God commits the sin of anger. For a fire is kindled in mine anger. So his anger is provoking him to take action. And shall burn unto the lowest hell. The lowest hell. And shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. So his fire I mean, his anger, God is so angry that he's going to cause a fire to consume the earth that shall burn unto the lowest hell. So not only is he going to take it out on these people who's making him upset, he's going to take it out on everybody. He's going to take it out on the whole earth because he is angry. Verse 23 says, I will heap mischiefs upon them. I will spin mine arrows upon them. They shall be burnt with hunger and devoured with burning heat and with bitter destruction. I will send the teeth of beasts upon them with the poison of serpents of the dust. So it's a list. God goes on and on about almost bragging about what he's going to do, the evil things that he's going to do, the sinful things that he's going to do to these people who made him upset. Not only is he going to do what they did, he's going to 1 up and 2 up and 3 up and 4 up and 5 up and 10 up, 10x what they did against him. It ain't enough to just make these people angry and jealous. That ain't enough. He's going to cause even more evil works, even more bad things to get these people's attention, to get back his revenge, to get his get back.
They really made up God. You ever thought of that? Why do we even call him God if we shouldn't call him that? The scriptures say, let no man teach you but